Hello. So this week we have a reading by Franz Kafka. And I'm excited about Kafka. I will say that this short story is not one of my favorites. But maybe it's a good thing that we're reading this one because the three other ones that I'm really familiar with are pretty dark. But the first one I think that probably everybody knows Kafka's The Metamorphosis. I remember reading this the first time I read it. I was just wow, and it has so many levels of meaning and possible interpretation. If you recall, Grigor Samsa is a person who eventually turns into a cockroach, and he is, every day he has bigger, more and more cockroachish uh, attributes until finally he's like a massive one. And okay, clearly Fly with the horror fly, like that was like definitely inspired by Kafka. But if you recall, the giant cockroach runs around, he flies a little bit with his wings, and then he horrifies people and gets an apple thrown at him, and it sticks between his wings, and it rots, and he dies of apple rot sepsis. And then there's In the Penal Colony, and that's really ghastly. It's really about a guy who's like so proud of his invention that it's like the perfect torture redemption machine. That what it does is it inscribes with this needle. It writes out over and over, deeper and deeper, what your crime was. So if your crime was like littering, you littered, and it gets deeper and deeper until the person dies. But it's supposed to take 12 hours, and the last 6 hours are so amazing because there's so much pain that it turns into a religious experience. But what happens then is the person who invented this dies, kind of goes into disrepair, and then for some reason the new commandant of the penal colony decides, I want to try this. I want to have this, like, I don't want to go all the way, but I at least want to have the religious experience. Well, this horrible contraption has not been kept up to date. It hasn't been maintained. It hasn't been oiled. It has corrosion. So instead of etching out be just, that's what he wanted to have etched over. Be just, be just. It just stabbed him and he died. So much for that. No drama, no meaning, no religious experience. Just boom, stabbed in the head. So that was in the penal colony. And then finally, a hunger artist. And I kind of almost feel like every single person who puts a video up about an eating disorder who's suffering from that and is like encouraging that behavior needs to read A Hunger Artist. So in it, a guy decides to fast for 40 days and he's in a cage. He goes, hey, watch me starve. Watch me. I can do this. I can do this. So he goes 40 days and he goes beyond. And people watch. You go, oh my gosh, is he going to live? Look, he's so skinny. Oh my gosh. So he's so proud of the attention. He's just like, wow, this is fantastic. And so then when people think he's just at the very end, they give him food, he eats, and then he leaves, recovers, then comes back and does it again. So the final time he does it, he sits in this big cage with straw on the bottom, and he starves and starves, and then he realizes nobody's coming to see him. People are bored. Where are they? Where are my who are my adoring fans? Where's the adulation? What happened? And then so after a while, somebody comes by, nobody's visited him for a while, and they see the hunger artist, and he's just lying in the straw, just like very close to death. And they said, what happened? He goes, well, why didn't you start eating? Nobody brought me any food I wanted. So anyway, that was it. He died. And so nobody really thought anything, but they buried the poor guy with his straw, and then they replaced him with a panther. And people flocked to see the panther because they would give the panther what he wanted to eat, and the panther was eating it. So he was like so happy and so joyous. He had such a joy in life to eat, smacking down the food, that he drew big crowds. So lots of different potential interpretations of that. But I just love Kafka for all the deep imagery and potential allegorical or figurative meanings. Anyway, so enjoy.